This is sort of a standard question, but it always gets great answers. Best piece of advice, and what was it? And worst pieces of advice, and what was it?
Oh.
Leaving out names.
No, I won't name names. The best piece of advice I got was from a professor in film school. And he said, do what you love and the money will come. And I know that, I mean, that's not his quote, but it was the first time I had heard it. And I think it's very important to remember. Just keep doing what you love and the money will come. Don't focus on the money, because when you start focusing on the money, you make decisions that aren't necessarily the ones you'd make based on love. So that to me was the best piece of advice. The worst piece of advice was probably, you don't have to change anything, it's your script. And there's always this thing about how much should you change before you're selling out. How much should you change that a producer wants you to change, and how much should you fight for your own vision? My feeling on that is you can fight on the next one. Sell the script, right? And get the credit and get the money. And at some point, as you kind of progress through your career, you get more and more power. And then you have to change less and less. But you got to get there first. So early in your career, do what they need you to do. Make them happy. You're the client. They're the client. I mean, do what they want and make the changes. You can stick to your own creative vision on the next one.
So with both pieces of advice, did you agree or disagree with them right away, or did it take some time?
It took time. And, very early in my career, I did that. I pulled a script away. It was actually my thesis script that I wrote in film school. I had a producer interested in buying it. And after he gave me the notes, I was convinced he didn't get the project. He just doesn't understand it. And pulled the script away, and I ended up never selling that script. And I don't know if it would have made any difference in how my career went or not, because you don't know. But in retrospect, that was me being a prima donna and thinking that I knew more. And once that happened, that experience happened, I lost that attitude, which probably served me very well for the rest of my career. So I kind of hope that most writers have that experience early on, because that will help them.
Right. And then with the best piece, do what you love, the money will fall. I mean, I'm thinking of the book. There's a Virginia Signtar or something. I think I have that book actually at home, and I read it too because I was in a place where I didn't know. But did you? Because I had trouble believing that concept.
It's hard to believe that concept, right? Well, I heard it so young that I actually did believe it initially, because when you're in college, you're not jaded yet. You haven't actually been in the real world. But you do lose it. You absolutely lose it, because when the money starts to not come, the first thing you do is question that, right? And you start to compromise. And but the reality is, even through all those difficult periods, and they will happen, especially if you're a writer, especially if you're freelance in anything, stick to what you love, because it will happen. It will happen, and you just have to keep the faith. I know it's hard. It really is, but my life has proven it, I feel like. And I think if you stick with it long enough, almost everybody's life will prove that.